Where's Theodore?
Upriver! He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village, but the whole area's flooded.
Talk. Creatures have already turned. Any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does. Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy. alive? Theodore, you had me worried for... We have to get you out of here.
I think it might be a little too late. Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's dream.
Theodore! Don't make me do this.
Stop it, Theo! Stop!
Stay back, Eloise! He's turned. And so will you!
Elle.
Theodore.
Take care of my sister.
Theodore. Wait.
Goodbye, Elle.
No! Theo! Theo! Thank you.
That was true bravery he showed. His first instinct was always to protect people.
And now he's... because I sent him to that...
It wasn't against it. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand on his own.
to live my... He never could come to...
What exactly happened? You once told me Theo was the first bearer you ever helped.
We grew up in Canva, and I was chosen to inherit the family business. I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo did not. A late bloomer, for unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th summer that his powers awakened. My parents tried to drive him out of that before they could.
Theo told me he clearly admired your devotion to the cause of freeing others like him, but he said you deserved a better life than this. He wanted to free you just as you freed him from his.
I would be lying if I said how much easier my life might have been if I had allowed and devoted myself. But I have never being with my brother meant more to me than... I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night. He was never a burden. How could he even think that? If anything...
You weren't, Ella. He had always been grateful to you for saving, and that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you were denied. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You did whatever was necessary, and you always would have.
You're right. All I ever was so weak. Oh, Theo. I know Theo wanted me to move on. At times we can make a difference here. I need nothing, so I'll carry on doing what we do, bringing smiles to people and to Theo's. This is the life I have...
I've made a choice to continue helping you however I can.
Thank you. Let's go on together.
Covered in nicks and lumps. How may I help you today, Clive? All done?
How are you doing? Quick look. Seen enough? Fancy a look at the list, do you? Here you go.
The Dominion's all but done for.
Then it's lucky. Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
And you're just gonna fall into line?
What else can I do?
I don't trust this Duke.
Oh, Clive. What am I to do? My wards and I may soon be without a home.
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne and taken up residence here in Northreach.
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders. Second only, not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by his noble title.
And what does he want with North?
He wants to transform it, a foundation upon which to build. He's already secured the support of the various army remnants, with promises that they shall be afforded the...
He would rob the populace.
Believe me, I have used every means of persuasion.
What does Captain Philippe make it? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around.
How? By speaking a man whose stated aim is to revive the empire Philippe's comrades swore to serve, and to improve the soldiers' lot within it. The captain can offer them a regular supply. No. Any attempt, given the mood around...
And who could blame?
Clive, would you, for your services to Northreach, you have the respect of the soldiers. And unlike Philippe, well...
I'll see what I can...
Thank you.
Tell me then. In the garrison?
Oversee.
All right. I may have met this duke before, at the remembrance ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
It's not only controls the game. He wants to fix the... We already have a leader in the Dane.
Halt! Oh, sorry about...
You got some business?
No, actually. I was hoping I...
We're under orders not to let any... But you should be all right. Here's it. Wait here.
So, you and I shall see... But tell me...
Neither, Your Eminence.
You are worried the expanded garrison, yet you needn't be. Pride of place, in fact, but no more. For it is...
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the recent troubles. Her defenses are such, which is more than can be said for Oriflamme. The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe Northreach to be the... with Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to thee, we need only build a wall around both to create a plans are soon enough. These
creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together and...
The people will do as their... If Sandbreck is to be rebuilt, one whose authority... That is why this... So that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and paid. And yet there are those who persist.
I suspect they're afraid.
Precisely. The common folk have little and less. You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own soul.
Sabine, we have...
Yes! And I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would lead only...
Without an empire...
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Grieger will...
Do not take her name in vain,
I'll come back later. The citizens... I wonder what the people really think of... It wouldn't hurt to ask them, Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
Do you think he was the only one who survived?
All right there.
Just your... I wondered what you...
Not much. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any closer to the holy... Now he's trying to drive us out completely. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town, I'd be straight through that checkpoint, tar bucket in hand.
The Dominion's all but done for. And it's lucky we stay.
I've been hearing a lot of talk.
Not going around acting like he and with hardly a word to the dame. This is...
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
As far as I'm concerned, just need his eminence to sod off.
Sell anything today?
As much as you.
The garrison salvaged what they could.
A question. What do you think of the...
You build a life for yourself somewhere, earning for some noble that he thinks his name and his chains give him the right. We'll do whatever it takes. Whatever it...
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
And you're just gonna fall into line.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing...
Well, I mean, look around us. The traders might not like having the screws put on them. But if they think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the Empire's the best way of making... And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do, well, that's just...
We already have a leader in the Dame.
One at a time now. Is enough?
You're the one who's talking.
On the Dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take the people's goodwill for granted, but It seems my words fell on deaf ears. What do you think of his...
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells me, listen, I've got nothing but respect for... That's where my loyalties lie. Not with the town or the Empire. If the Duke can get us the men and the equipment we need to fight off those...
Sabine, you are embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing yourself.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn... Do you think that's a good...
It's not for me. All I know is that unless the Emperor orders... Look, no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but empires don't come from... Once Sanbreque is back on her feet...
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
A whole day to dry some...
Welcome back. Wraiths give you any...
Captain,
For you? Thank you for that. How can I help?
I wanted to ask you about the Duke. Do you intend to go along?
But to tell you that it's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial...
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you love.
That's right.
Well, she doesn't agree.
Thank you, Clive. Protecting the people I love is what... Well, thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
Ah, Clive, were you able to...
I was.
Well, it will certainly help to hold back the thrall, though I doubt it will come as much consolation to... They deserve to be heard, Clive.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions. I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather the soldiers, meanwhile, are... and not just because of the Duke's rank.
I thought as... Had I sworn to protect Sanbreque? I dare say I too would want nothing more than to see it rise from the ashes. Thank you.
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to them. Because I realized what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it, protecting. I honestly don't know when those monsters will... But I'm certain they're not finished with us yet. And when they do come back, we need to stand with you to lead us, milady. It was you who finally convinced me. There's no point following orders if they go against everything.
Indeed.
All of us. That has always been Northreach's best hope. We have only to turn our attentions to... Thank you, Philippe.
Anything. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from... I fear His Eminence has...
Not at all.
Wouldn't be the...
There may be hope for North, especially with men like you. I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke. But I suspect I shall have to call... Until then.
Until then.
Covered in nicks and lumps.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Your benefactors are a generous lot. You earned this. All done?
How are you doing? Quick look.
Clyde, I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade. Seeds for planting. Thought it was... I'll keep providing them, but if these pools going to survive... As of those poor, they've lived their whole lives in service. Small wonder they ain't got the foggiest out to provide for them. And if you're wondering why you... Well, the Wagoneer's taking supplies. Sir Wade's putting a brave face on it. But I think even he's starting to worry. And if he's likely to...
All right.
Thanks. There. That should be enough to keep...
Gizal Green.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're hardy. They grow better that than something that'll wither. And chocobos love 'em too, which is no small thing. They ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right.
I'll take your word.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do with them. I'll go up there.
I'm sure you...
I'll build a barricade so sturdy, even a
Let's go. Faster!
Can hardly make out.
That'll do, girl.
Ah, what brings you?
A delivery.
These are Gizal. Martha's keen to cut the apron string. I jest, of course. You see, but they'd long since...
Martha was hoping you might be able to show them so that they'll be...
That's not... These bearers had only recently escaped. They know little of... Unless we teach them how to live like... Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far. It's about time we all started to... Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus...
The Horde! They're coming, Sir Wade.
Time it all. I thought... Gather the men in the square. Send to the rest...
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
A Kashek. A veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size.
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before...
What if you could...
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might...
So wait. You said you lack men to defend the village, though they may not be trained soldiers like your Guardians.
You're right. I will... My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter. To serve as bait For those fiends, so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will. A home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool! For Eastpool!
Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly were.
Thanks to you.
Me? Oh, I just love...
Lord Rossfield?
So what's the plan?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of Guardian. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment...
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of... With luck, that point will be the village square. And for you...
A sound plan. But one that'll require a leader with a cool head. I'd say you have both in abundance, Sir Wade. But you'll be needed, please.
Ha! And let you have all the glory.
Sir Wade!
Then you know we work together, each shielding the other that no man might fall. For
Rosaria!
We've no time to argue, my lord.
And I will do as you...
Suppose we'd better do our...
Right.
The calm before the... And here it comes. I will not let this village fall. Too slow. Good. Looks like that's the...
Lord Rossfield!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on...
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait, how many...
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I could order a attack.
No. Let you stay here too, Sir Wade. I'll go after the... Join me only when Eastpool is won.
If may the founder...
Next one's mine. I might not know.
Good girl. Run like the wind.
over.
All right. Back to Eastpool.
Lord Rossfield.
It's dead.
Thank the Founder. We were able to... I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch. I hesitate to say it.
I think it...
We saved... Thank you.
No, Ffxvi. You brought us together.
We never had nothing to call our own, but now we do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. But there's no doubt we're free men now. We have to fight to protect.
And we shall. This is our home.
They'll have us to...
Come on, then.
This village isn't gonna rebuild itself.
No. Your father took pity on the bearers, and I believe if he was still with us...
I believe you might...
I shall remain here, my lord, and do what I can to help. After all, this is my home now, too.
I think you'll But you should be proud, or I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which,
Can we continue to count on...
Of course, us Rosarian.
Indeed we...
And Clive, come by the Golden State. I ain't paid you for...
All right.
Lord Rossfield, clearing the goblins from the Stillwind marshes. There's one sight that I shall never forget. Since that day, there have been more than when the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor. I thought I may as well just lay down my sword and surrender. But every time I would think to be a sheep, know that whatever trials Eastpool may face,
So Wade, you have always been I know that East... And indeed all...
Thank you. I know the rest of the world will...
The hero It's lucky you came. Not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved Eastpool and all.
I just did what...
And it's only right that you get rewarded for it.
Take it.
Thank you.
So, Eastpool's finally back on its feet again, and a home to free...
Well, it was your...
I know that, but... I never know, I suppose the rest ain't, but...
You know, bearers living free like that.
Old as I am to recall...
I take it you didn't always see eye to...
Well, if you really want to know... In fact, that's how I met. He showed up at the stables one day, asked... Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt. Me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up, and before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. But my bearers got right under my skin, it did. Told... And do you know what he did? And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that whenever...
And you what?
Well, we both wanted the same thing, just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, he certainly didn't...
Indeed, but the loftier one's ambitions. The heart, which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and my father stopped.
Suppose. And if we don't manage it, good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings. It's almost in a... Anyway, I'd better get back to work. Let's see about the least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve as a hot meal. And...
That sounds like a...
Lord Rossfield, is there...
Perhaps. My brother said that your order was helping him with his quest to... Have you learned anything of...
Little and little.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will, even now, our archaeologians scour ruins...
Fallen ruins, I take it.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft sighted among the remnants of the... as if protecting the
secrets with...
Should our methods be of mayhap it would please you to observe.
Would that be possible?
Of course. Perchance you are familiar with Kretov. I was due to visit my colleagues there. If you would consent to do so in my stead, I'm sure that...
All right.
They will be... Might I suggest you take the road? It will lead you straight to...
Thank you.
I wish you a...
Oh, no. You'll pay for this. There may still be survivors. Whatever that thing is, I'd say it's their leader. Should have stayed in the... These must be Cyril's.
You have our thanks.
Who are you?
I did not recognize you. We are archaeologians, tasked with surveying this, thanks to them, and to you.
You call that? Your brothers might still be alive if you put their... Surely this survey wasn't worth dying for.
We are charged with a duty of the highest import.
And you think your dead brothers would agree?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the... Now, To what do we owe the...
Cyril told me of your work here.
I see. That is most kind. May the Firebird's flame burn ever in your heart.
It's one thing to lay down your life for another. But for a survey... I suppose it...
Ah.
Aye, here.
My thanks. I shall study them. And...
Cyril, losses which could have been avoided. Had the others not chosen to complete their work, were these your...
No. Every Undying devotes his life to the service of the Phoenix.
Even when death is...
My lord, the Undying have served the Phoenix for countless generations. We live to serve the Phoenix. Our very...
Cyril. But allow me to offer you a word. It does not further the cause of the Phoenix. Provide your survey parties with an escort. That they might live. Think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix, but how... Please.
I thank you, if you will permit me to respond. And we of the Undying will, as first shield to the Phoenix.
I do.
Then we are of the same mind.
Come back.
I was wondering when next you'd visit. I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before. I have quite the find for you today. You wish to study the tomes? The door to the shelves shall ever be open.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of Papillons.
Trouble with your gear, or... So, will it be? That it? Fine.
still say it were a compliment.
Ah, Clive. I was wondering when you'd arrive. Please tell me you've come to take our young prodigy here off my hands.
I'm not here for Mid. I need information on Ash.
Then why not ask Molly if you can look in one of her ovens? Go on.
As soon as the Enterprise is ready, we'll be setting out for Drake's Spine. And we're going to need a safe place to land.
Preferably one that won't see my ship blown to shit and splinters.
If it were that easy, do you think Waloed would have resisted invasion for so long? Very little is known of Ash, and the information we do have is spotty and outdated. We have the good King Barnabas to thank for that. Waloed's borders have been closed to outsiders since the day he seized the throne. If there is anywhere safe to land, you won't find it on my map.
Then tell us what we will find. I'm sure you know better than we do.
But no splinters!
All right. If it will get you out of my hair. But interrupt me, and it's over. Understood? Barnabas Tham. The one they call the Last King. Understand him, and you will understand the kingdom of Waloed. Barnabas was only a boy when he arrived from beyond the southern seas, and barely a man before he united the ragged tribes of Ash. And having unleashed them upon the formidable Veldamark, he set his throne upon the ancient kingdom's ruins. The victory sent shockwaves around Valisthea, tales of Odin's might spreading through every court, parlor, and drinking hole in the realm. Note that this was in the year 843, and that the king still sits upon his throne some 40 years later, quite untouched by time. Waloed's recent inaction left many wondering if Odin had lost his appetite for war. And yet here we are. The Einherjar was committed to the fray, a bold declaration of intent. Orcs swarm around Drake's Fang, and throngs of Akashic haunt Canva's streets. Though how precisely the havoc they wreak serves Waloed remains unclear. Regardless, if the order to attack truly came from King Barnabas, then one thing is certain. Waloed has achieved the impossible, and made bedfellows of beastmen and the ether-addled alike. All of which is a roundabout way of saying that you will be in unknown territory when you set foot on Ash. Much of the continent has already been lost to the Blight, and what few ports remain will be fiercely guarded. And that is to say naught of its natural defenses. Offshore currents will cast an ill-equipped ship out to sea one moment, and dash it against the rocks the next. But then the Enterprise is anything but ill-equipped. And Mid has made land there before. Now, if only there were someone with an intimate knowledge of the Shadow Coast, and where a daring gentleman might put ashore. You see, Clive, you had the answer all along.
Do you think you can get us back to the...
Picked you up from it, didn't I? Not that it were easy, but then, if it wasn't...
Well said. Thank you, Lady Vivian.
If a few morsels of common knowledge and a sprinkling of tavern talk are worthy of your thanks...
Probably more visit, Mid.
Captain?
Oh, I wasn't expecting you. Come again. I may have more for you.
Please, Your Grace. Ah, my Lord Marquis.
Yote.
My lord, yeah. It's your brother, though he does his best to hide it.
I had fear.
There are certain elixirs which can ease the suffering of...
But
His Grace's case is severe. So I consulted with Talia, and thankfully a recipe was found. And our supply. Unless we can secure more soon. My lord, I know that I have...
For Joshua. So...
A rare herb. It grows only where the ether is densest. The vigor... We discovered a patch near the aqueduct in Rosaria. But alas, the search continues for a new source.
So it's only that you can't reach it?
Well...
Then I shall go in... You've yet to find another source, correct? Besides...
Well, Stonerwort is easily identified by its blood-red blooms. I shall remain here, and...
Here's the aqueduct. Now to find our Stonerwort. Yote mentioned blood-red petal. Just my luck. Well, I won't be picking anything till they're gone. There's only one thing for it. collect as much as I can before reinforcements arrive. All right. That should do it. Yote.
Yes, I'm sure it will serve us until we can find another source.
I'm very glad to.
You and his great... You think only of how you might help others.
No more than you have minding my brother.
I am on, but I beg you, my lord.
I'll keep that in.